transformation of s2ziuC6P SDNBHD, a prominent Malaysian company in the industrial safety sector. Specializing in high-performance protective gear such as helmets and tactical vests, the company faced significant operational hurdles due to rising demand across Southeast Asia. For years, internal processes relied on a disintegrated arrangement consisting of manual whiteboards, fragmented spreadsheets, and telephone-based procurement. This lack of integration led to frequent operational headaches. Orders were often lost within disconnected communication pipes, leading to scenarios where critical components were either overstocked or completely unavailable. This environment of constant surprises necessitated a shift toward a unified solution, the Protect Gear ERP system. The smooth integration of three main functional modules is the core of the Protect Gear ERP implementation. They combine to make a decentralized, paper-based process a coordinated digital dynamo. To begin with, sales management is the front door of the system. It manages the entire customer lifecycle, quotations and sales orders up to final invoicing and delivery scheduling. Rather than using a chaotic system of emails and spreadsheets, the centralization of all customer interactions in the ERP takes place. When a client in Johor orders 2,000 safety helmets, the system will capture the order and check in real-time stock availability, and give precise delivery date. All requests are monitored in a transparent manner, minimizing errors, and customer trust is established. Then we have material management, or which serves as the supply buffer of the whole operation. This module monitors the inventory of raw materials in real time, including ABS plastic, foam padding, and visors. It will save the nightmare of the warehouse, which will run out of important supplies at the time of peak production. Constantly measures supplier performance, monitors lead time, and applies automatic reorder points, with reference to minimum and maximum stock levels. As an illustration, a stock of ABS plastic with quantity below 500 kilograms can automatically trigger a purchase requisition to make sure production does not hold and wait to get its materials. The third engine is production planning, or pages. Imagine this to be the production room. The sales demand is then entered into PP, which compares this demand with the material availability as provided by and translates all this into a realistic master production schedule. It does capacity checks to prevent overloading of machines or forming bottlenecks. With a centralized bill of materials, or BOM, the system is aware of what and how many components are used in each finished helmet, and at what point in the production process. Then the production orders are released on the shop floor, where workers update progress through tablets. This makes sure that the 1,500 helmets required to meet that Johor order is produced in time with no idle machines and last-minute surprises. Combined, these three modules remove the previous silos across departments. Sales does not promise anything that production cannot provide. Procurement no longer makes assumptions about what to purchase. And the factory does not work off old spreadsheets anymore. The ERP brings about one version of the truth, a synchronized, real-time database where all departments work with the same correct information. This is the real strength of an integrated system. The game starts at strategic planning level. Geek Solutions will no longer have to base decisions upon intuition. Sales Information System, SIS, and Profitability Analysis, CO/PA, are going to be used to examine the long-term trends. An example is that data may forecast 2,500 safety helmets in the next quarter due to the growth in construction in the region. This forecast flows into Sales and Operations Planning, SNOP. In this stage, the different functions are the sales, production, and finance functions which reconcile the demand prediction and the real resource capacity. When the forecast shows the requirement of 2,500 helmets yet the machine capacity has been set to 2,000, the system helps make a change. The outcome is an achievable, practical plan that is not overcommit and that all departments have similar goals. Phase 2, Demand Management and Real-Time Validation. Once the strategic plan is in place, it proceeds to demand management. This is a step that aligns the high-level plan to the real-world customer orders. Take an example of a firm order of 2,000 helmets by a client of Johor. The ERP system does a real-time check of available to promise, ATP. It determines that there are 500 units in the finished goods warehouse. This results in a net production requirement of the remaining 1,500 units automatically being triggered by the system. The system is accurate and reliable in giving the customer a delivery schedule by considering the production lead times. Phase 3, Detailed Planning, MPS and MRP. 1,500 units is required at that time and it is added to the Master Production Schedule, MPS. This serves as the main schedule to the factory, transforming the demand into particular production goals. To make the schedule acceptable to customer and achievable by the staff, the ERP can assign 750 units to the April schedule and the remaining 750 to May. Requirements Planning, MRP, module, which carries out a bill of materials explosion to identify the exact required parts, shells, foam padding, and straps. When the plan involves 4,000 straps and inventory has 1,500, MRP shows the shortage of 2,500 and automatically generates a purchase requisition. This automation eradicates shortages at the last moment that had been experienced in the company. Phase 4, Execution and the Procurement Cycle. The process is then in the execution phase, which has two parallel paths. The procurement process first transforms purchase requisitions into purchase orders and transmits them to suppliers. Upon receiving goods receipt is noted, inventory is updated and quality checks are initiated. At the same time, manufacturing execution starts. Digital production orders are received in the shop floor and assigned to machines and operators. Tablets are used by workers to provide updates on the progress of molding, assembly, painting, and inspection. This real-time visibility can help the management see live dashboards and fix any bottlenecks before they affect production. The final loop, order settlement and business benefits. The last activity is order fulfillment. Once the 2,000 helmets are made and their quality checked, the ERP completes the finished goods inventory and generates delivery orders as well as final invoice. Order settlement then completes the cycle, as the system compares actual costs of production, materials, labor, and overhead to the planned costs and puts this financial information back into the strategic planning layer to enhance future decision-making. Concisely, the shift to non-integrated spreadsheets to one integrated ERP has reshaped Geek Solutions by making demand match capacity via a full digital flow, which has seen the company attain higher efficiency, reliability, and scalability without experiencing the previous frustrations.